What's good, YouTube? It's your boy James Wildin back with another video. In this video, I'm gonna be doing my annual take on the playoffs as I've been doing every round. I think I missed a couple days. The Philly series is over. I did not pick Philly to win. I had the Hawks. If you can see from my last video, and I had the Hawks winning because of Trey Young. I just seen something different in him and the whole team when they played the Knicks. I had the Knicks because they were veterans and their defense, but just me seeing what was going on, like the way they had I don't know, I can't explain it. Like Philly barely beat the Wizards in a couple games. So I'm gonna just start there. So let's stick with the Hawks. Trey Young played fantastic. He didn't always have the best scoring games, but his impact was there. With whether it was an assist, the right decision, and then John Collins. Ooh wee, the impact he has on defense and the highlight plays, the energy plays he was making for his team was amazing. And then, their bench. They have a way better bench than the 76ers have. Whether it's Bogdanovich, Gallinari, Herder, they can it sucks that they can't have Cam Reddish and what's the other guy's name? Hunter, DeAndre Hunter. Sucks they can't have those guys. But Lou Will's playing fantastic for them. I bet the Clippers are wishing they had him right now. I know they have Terrence Mann, but all right, let's get down to what this video is gonna be titled about. The Ben Simmons 76ers. Ooh wee. So in my opinion, Ben Simmons did play horrible. Like they showed the stat, he only had 4 points in the fourth quarter. In a couple games, he only had 4 points. But what I believe the real problem is Ben Simmons. Yes, he should be more aggressive, but it's hard being aggressive when the best player in your team is always asking for the ball in the paint, whether it's for him to shoot threes. So I think the real problem is what they should think about next year is Joel Embiid. I think they should get rid of Joel Embiid and build a team around Ben Simmons like they did Giannis. Like let him play center, power forward, go downhill. He can still run the point sometimes, but I think he needs to go be able to have the paint opens for him to be more effective. Because when you have a center in the paint and taking 3 pointers every once in a while, like it can always like throw you off mentally. Because I looked at not Blake Griffin, Ben Simmons' career high, and like he has a couple of them. Joel Embiid was out. This man is always injured. Ben Simmons has had like maybe one or two injuries since his like rookie year, like out for lengthy times. But for the most part, he's been there. He's carried the load. So if you're looking at the video right now, I'm trying out a lineup where I think they should run. Dwight Howard, Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris. Like they're not getting rid of those contracts because Tobias Harris, they just paid a bunch of money. Ben Simmons has like second most money on the team, and then Joel Embiid has 2 years left, and he makes a lot of money. But I don't know what team wouldn't trade for him. But he's always injured. And then Tobias Harris went That's enough on my Ben Simmons part. But like Tobias Harris, he disappeared in the playoffs. Where was he? He was not anywhere to be found for the Atlanta Hawks. I mean, for the Philadelphia 76ers. Like, it's horrible when the second best player on the team is Seth Curry. But I gave Joel Embiid a lot of flack a second ago, but he showed up. The only one that did. Reminiscence of KD, like he played a lot of minutes, but he was gassed in the second half of a lot of games. So in the after the first quarter, he would exert all his energy, but then he also falls on the floor so much. Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. Like like I said, he always hurt. He said he played with a torn meniscus. It didn't seem like it. The way he was falling on the ground and not doing the things that you need as a team, like getting his teammates involved. Let's go over to the winners of the other Eastern Conference games. I already gave the Atlanta Hawks their praise. So the Milwaukee Bucks and the Brooklyn Nets, that series right there. Oh man, that series right there was entertaining in its most. But I feel like the turning point in that series was definitely when Kyrie went down in Game 4. After that, they had KD had to go into desperation mode. He played the most minutes I've ever seen a player play in the playoffs, and then they lose. But let's talk about the winners. The Milwaukee Bucks played. I won't say they played great, but they turned out to be the winners. Like Drew Holiday struggled throughout the whole playoffs, but he made up for it with his offense. I mean, with his defense. My apologies. He made up for it with his defense. He couldn't hit a three to save his freaking life, but he hit one in Game 6 that mattered the most. He hit, or was it Game 7? Sorry, it was. These are games that are a couple days ago. Uh, but Giannis, he hit. Man, they really need to look at this man's free throw times, because I sat here and counted, and a lot of his free throws were over the time. But they also need to look at the rule on Giannis. Like I know he's a superstar and all, but I feel like he was getting every call in the playoffs. Like just go look back at the numbers on free throw attempts. I know the Nets were taking a lot of jumpers, but every time that they went to the paint, whether it be Bruce Brown or Shamit or Kyrie, they weren't getting that many calls. They were just like getting literally hacked. But on the other end, whether it be Brooke Lopez, Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, Giannis, they getting all the free throw calls. And salute to them. They did what they had to do. They got the job done. They're going to their first Eastern Conference Finals as under Giannis, and these playoffs are looking really great for them right now. And then let's get over to the Nets. Let's talk with their weakest link. Joe Harris is horrible in these moments. Like he had one good game against the Celtics, but other than that, he disappeared. He was the league leading 3-point percentage maker, and he could not hit a three to save his life. He looked like Shaq from the free throw line taking all those threes. And that right there, they might need to look at during free agency. I know they just signed him to a contract for the next 3 more years. Um, they might need to like bring him off the bench. I know that's a different role for him, but they really need to try to they have Spencer Dinwiddie on the books, but he's a free agent and he just declined his deal. I think they really need to bring in a good wing backup guard. And I think he was that for them before he went out at the beginning of the season. That was before they had James Harden and all, but I feel like that's what they were missing. Another ball, a guy who could create and also knock down shots. So the next let's talk about Kyrie up until the point of him getting injured. He was doing okay, but he never had a Kyrie-esque game. Like Drew Holiday was making his life difficult to score. And every time, like I said, every time he went in the paint, it was either Brook Lopez or Giannis just in the way and making life difficult for Kyrie. So I think they also I know the stereotype is ISO and outscore everybody, but if Kyrie can't score 30 points like he was doing against the Celtics, and KD wasn't, they're gonna have to reevaluate this team next year. And then let's get over to James. He only played 3 games this series on one leg. Salute to him. I'm not gonna do any disregard, like nothing bad about James Harden. He was out there on one leg. One leg. He said he played on a grade 2 hamstring, and I had them winning all the way to the finals. I was wrong. Sorry, but I didn't know James Harden wasn't gonna play, and then come back and only play 3 games. I didn't know KD was gonna have to carry the entire load. And then Jeff Green only played. Let's give him his quick flowers. Jeff Green only played 3 games. He had 1 game that helped KD a lot, and he had 25. Only missed 1 3, and that was amazing. They also need to get a new center. They tried it this year. I think having D'Antoni on the coaching staff was horrible idea, because he probably got in Steve Nash's ear and said it worked when he was with uh the the Rockets, going small, just outscoring everybody. But the thing is, he never won anything. Even when he had Steve Nash, they never won. So I think Steve Nash, he D'Antoni's getting a lot of coaching uh, interviews this offseason. Hopefully he takes one and he gets out of Steve Nash's ear, and Steve Nash thinks about it a lot and gets a new hindsight. This is only his first year coaching. So KD, let's give him his freaking flowers, man. KD 48 full game, 4 games in a row, man. Had the most points in a triple double in a playoff, having 48, 15 and 10, I believe. Like, KD did everything. He looked like a man on a mission. Like, it was. I had to remember that this is on his first season back after tearing his Achilles. Like, next year these teams better be on look, cause he just signed up for the Team USA, so he's still gonna be working off season to stay in shape and then to get shots up. KD is, if this was the NBA Finals, I feel like he still would have deserved the MVP. Let's get over to the West. I didn't really watch the Phoenix Nuggets series after game 2. I felt that they were gonna win that series. They just had the better team in the long run. And then I thought about it, and I said that the Denver Nuggets went to a game 6, almost a game 7 against the Portland Trailblazers. They're not that good of a team. They just had some lucky. Like Damian Lillard was a one man show. They were playing a full team. Like Devin Booker is like their version of a Damian Lillard, like a guy who can score and create, and he actually has a team. So I knew that series wasn't gonna go that far, and then they ended up sweeping them. Shout out to D Book. If you're watching this, they just played game 2. He got hit in the nose and was remnants of the Steve Nash game in the playoffs where he got hit in the nose. But he had a horrible game too. But yeah, that series was over fairly quickly. But the Clippers, man, shout out to Pandemic Playoff P. You know, he got his team up through. Him and Kawhi got them past the Utah Jazz, and now we're here. We're in the Eastern and Western Conference Finals. We got the Atlanta Hawks versus the Bucks tonight, and then we got the Phoenix Suns up 2-0 versus the Clippers going back to LA. And hopefully Kawhi and Chris Paul can come back, because if they don't both play, or if Kawhi doesn't play and they get swept, I don't know how much, because he's a free agent. So I don't know if he'll stay. And then also Chris Paul, and if he makes his first NBA Finals, I'm rooting for him, because I really don't want Giannis or Trae Young to win. I feel like Chris Paul's had this coming for a long time, and he's the most deserving of it. You know, he's gonna have to work for it, but I feel like he's the most deserving of a NBA championship at this very moment. But I hope he gets a speedy recovery, comes back from COVID and health and protocol fast. But I'm gonna, for the finals and the starting from this point on, I'm gonna come with these as soon as the game is over with. I've been slacking, but no, just know, come back with some more high quality videos. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and tell me who you got winning the NBA Finals, or making it to the NBA Finals. Not making it, I mean, not winning it. I got like I said, I got the Suns and the Hawks, but after game 1 tonight, maybe I maybe I might be wrong. Maybe the Hawks. Maybe I see the Hawks versus the Bucks, and I'd be like, dang, I picked the wrong team. But my gut feeling is that they're gonna choke it somehow. But all right, I'm out. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.